Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to Washita Valley. Well, as you can see here in today's extras video, we're dragging a disc. Now, if you'll remember from the last extras video, we're here on the Krieger place, and last time what we did is we spread some lime. And so that's what you see here. That's the white out in the field to our right. And out to our left is what I've already worked. Now I'm about halfway done, I'd say, maybe a little less than halfway done with the big field here in the back. And what we're doing is we just went over to the far east side, and we set up our GPS, which is new, and we've just started working back towards the west. And once we're done with all of our back and forth passes, we will go back and we'll do a couple of headland passes, and we'll be done. Now, those of you who are followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call it, those of you who watch my videos pretty frequently, you may be wondering, okay, we've never seen this tractor before, so what tractor is this? And whose tractor is this? Well, so this is Kurt Stevens' new to him four-wheel drive tractor. You may remember me make a comment a few videos ago about him trading in his 8970 for a new four-wheel drive. Well, this is it. So what this is right here is this is a 9420. So it's one of the 20 series Deers. And even though it's got a few years on it and it's got some hours on it already, it's a pretty nice tractor. I will definitely say it is an upgrade as far as the cab goes and the aesthetics of the cab. I will definitely say that it's an upgrade as far as technology goes. He's got a new Green Star system in this tractor, and that's going to be something he can use in this tractor and his planter tractor, his 7930. And it's a nice tractor so far. It's got some hours on it already, but I'd say it was a pretty well cared for tractor, and yeah, so like I said, it's a good step up for Kurt. It's a nice tractor to drive. It's a little smoother, rides a little better. It's got a little bit bigger tires than the 8970, and so yeah, it's a nice machine. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make one more down and back here in this big field. And then for today's video, what I thought we might do is we'll hop over to my 3 plots that are over yonder over there behind those trees, and we'll work them up. I know that the last week's extras video was it got a little long, and I don't really want to make that same mistake this time, so we're just going to cut to the chase and move over to those 3 fields, get them knocked out, and then I'll come back and finish this up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up the disc and I'm going to turn around right here. And the reason for that is the pass that was just in front of me just now is going to get taken care of when I make my 2 outside rounds. So I don't really have to worry about going all the way to the tree line back there behind me, because I'm going to get that when I make my outside round when I finish. And the reason why I'm going to do my 2 outside rounds at the end is because I want to try to leave as few tire tracks in the field as possible, so that we can kind of reduce the long-term compaction here. One of the reasons why we're doing this, there's a couple of reasons why we're disking this twice, and I'm going to disc my plots over on the other side of the trees twice. One of which is to incorporate this lime that we put down, obviously. But another reason is that this field was pretty rough. It had been farmed around and around and around and around by the previous guy who had it, and it was pretty rough. And by going back and working these the way Kurt is going to farm them, which is basically back and forth using a GPS, hopefully what will happen is these farms will eventually become a lot smoother. Alright, so this is the first little plot of land right here, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing that I was doing before. It's going to be kind of hard because these lands are so small. But what we're going to try to do is use the GPS and drive straight so that we can leave these fields kind of as smooth as possible. Alright, here we go. This is kind of silly to be using a tractor this big to work in these fields, but you know, it's here, it's handy. Kurt is nice enough to let me borrow the tractor, and so I am going to take advantage of it and use it. It's a good tractor, it's a good disc, it's really working up the ground nice, and I'm just thankful and grateful that I am able to use it. So when you watch this, Kurt, thank you very much. Alright, this is kind of looking like it may be the last GPS, line I use here, and we will make my 2 rounds around the outside, which is going to be most of the field by the time I get 2 outside rounds done. But I will mention that I am going to come back with a smaller field cultivator before I'm done, and work this up and work at getting this even smoother. And it will be a smaller implement, so I'm not going to leave it just like this. And I'm trying to stay away from the trees. I'm trying. So I'll give you a little bit of update on the hay. So I'm gonna go check on the hay today after work. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing in the tractor, 12 o'clock on a work day when I should be at the co-op. Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually on my lunch break. I do get an hour for lunch, and sometimes I take it, sometimes I don't. It just sort of depends on what is going on at the co-op. Today there wasn't really much going on at the co-op, so at least not around noon anyways. We're waiting for a load of fertilizer to be delivered. And so I thought, you know what, I didn't really plan to take a lunch, but we'll go and spend an hour or so on the tractor and see if I can get some of this work done and shoot some video for you guys. So I think it's just kind of work out. So now I do have the drone with me, and I think what I'll do is for this next field, and at least part of the next, we're going to go to the drone. And I'll probably just do like some voiceover. Nice thing about this one, at least, I don't need to fold up or anything like that. So the little patch there that we just finished, which is the northernmost patch, it's the smallest one, and this is the, I would call it the medium-sized patch. Now this one, if you guys haven't seen before, or new to the channel or whatever, you know, this is actually the field where we found the 3020 John Deere that belongs to my dad. It was actually over there. We found it in the, oh, I missed my line. I gotta back up and straighten my tractor out here. But one thing about this auto steer is that it's pretty intelligent, and if you're at a steering angle that's over a certain amount, and you try to engage the auto steer, it just will not engage, because it might whip the tractor too hard one direction or the other. So you got to be somewhat in line with your actual course before it will engage. All right, got it sorted out. As it turns out, my steering wheel angle was too sharp. What I was telling you there a little while ago. So yeah, if you're not familiar with the story of the 3020, my mom and dad, they bought this piece of property, the Krieger place. They bought it, and in the process of me looking around and just kind of taking a tour of the place, I found an old John Deere tractor, 3020 John Deere, in the shed right here in front of us. And so that's kind of been something fun that Dad and I have worked on. I've used it to bale some hay, and it just turned out to be kind of a neat thing for me and my dad, and it's come in pretty handy. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll start our 2 outside rounds now. I'm going to try to keep the drone out of the trees, as well as my tractor where I need it. I'm going to try to drive the tractor and the drone so that you guys can sort of see what's going on. So this is going to be my second extras video, and what do you guys think so far of the formatting? I know it's supposed to be sort of a streamlined, just kind of doing the work, showing you guys more of what I do day to day, and less edited, more just kind of raw video, more raw footage. So I'd like to know what you guys think about it. I forget where I was when we. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to give you an update on the hay situation. So if you'll remember last night, and this was the previous video, but I went over and I cut some hay for Jimmy Green, and he had me cut a place for the bale wrap stacks that he's gonna have done, and he had me make the 2 outside rounds of the big field over there by his house, and so I'll let you guys go. I think I had the 2nd outside round done whenever I let you guys go. The video was getting kind of long, but I got that finished, and it took me a pretty good amount of time to get that finished and get that completed. I think at one point I think maybe the third round I made, I actually timed it, and it took me just over it took me just over 20 minutes, I believe, to get all the way around the field on my 3rd outside round. So I don't expect that to be, it's been a little cooler because it's the fall. I don't expect that to be ready this afternoon, but I'm thinking that it may be ready tomorrow evening, maybe ready to bale. So the plan is probably this evening I am going to finish disking this big field in the back, and I will and I'm going to go over, when I take this tractor back, I am going to pick up the 7930 and bring it over to the house, and I will I'm going to get started with the process of putting the monitor for the baler and getting the baler hooked up and making sure that that is all going to jive correctly, so that whenever I start baling, it will hopefully all go somewhat according to plan. I don't foresee there being a problem with the tractor or the baler, especially since I know that the baler has had the PTO hooked to it and has been run. Hopefully, one of my biggest concerns is the knotter, like the tying mechanism, making sure that's all good to go, because it has been a little while since the baler has been used, and so that worries me a little bit. Not necessarily that it's worn out or anything like that, but I just know from previous experience, with my small square baler and even the round baler to an extent, the mechanisms work better once they've got, once they've been shined up, so to speak. Once they've been, used a little bit, those mechanisms and those surfaces on those knotters and tires, for example, they once they're smooth and the rust is worn off, they just tend to work a little bit better. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but thankfully that's about the only thing that really concerns me. The baler itself doesn't concern me much. The tractor, I know, is going to be, it's going to run fine. Got no worries about that at all. And speaking of tractor, so the tractor, my new to me tractor, is on its way. It is about it got loaded this morning, and so it's going to take realistically probably going to take a couple more days before it's actually here, and I'll have to kind of, I guess, get acquainted with it, so to speak. And I definitely know that I'm gonna get to bailing on Jimmy's stuff with Kurt's 7930, because I just need to get to bailing, and then hopefully it won't be too long before I can hook my new tractor up to it and see how it does. And apparently, I don't really know what this means, but apparently my new tractor's coming with a bonus. That's all Rusty told me. He said the guy I bought it from, who I actually spoke to a little bit on the phone, but Rusty's been the main guy that's really brokered the deal. But I spoke a little bit to the gentleman on the phone. He kind of asked me, a little bit about who I was and kind of why I was doing what I was doing. But anyways, I guess Rusty told me when I talked to him last night. He said, "Yeah, the tractor's coming with a bonus." The guy threw in a bonus, whatever that means. I guess when it gets here, we'll see what the bonus is. But I'm pretty excited about it. The tractor, I think, is going to be a really interesting tractor to own. I don't know of another one around here like it. So that is going to be fun, I think. Alright, so I had a plan for that last pass, but it didn't really change my mind, and I opted to go a different route, I guess. But yeah, so like I was saying, the tractor that's coming, my new to me tractor, it's definitely gonna be different. But as I mentioned, I think in a previous video, it's one I can remember seeing, and I've done a little bit of research online. I've watched some YouTube videos about it, and it was really, for its time, pretty cutting edge and pretty state of the art. It was in a lot of aspects, it was ahead of some of the, I guess I would say, larger, more dominant manufacturers of the time. So without giving it away, I don't really want to say too much about it because I want it to be a surprise when it gets here for everybody. But yeah, from what I've seen, I'm pretty excited because I really think for the age tractor that it is, it's going to have some pretty neat features, and I just think it's going to be a neat tractor to have and a very useful tractor as well. It's going to be large enough that that I'm going to be able to do some larger tillage work with. You know, it's not a tractor of this size or this horsepower. It's about half of the horsepower of this thing. I think this thing's got about 4 from the factory. I think this 9420 has got like 425 horsepower. So my new tractor is going to be about half of the horsepower of this thing, but it's going to be, obviously it's going to be, you know, 200 horsepower, so it's going to be big enough that I'm going to be able to really do some work with it. With luck, I'll be able to find some tillage tools that will be somewhat affordable, so I can start using it to do my own tillage work, and I won't have to, you know, borrow tractors like I'm doing here, and rent different things. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. We have a pretty strong dealership for the tractor around not too far from here. So I think that I think that between the internet and that dealership, finding parts for it won't be too difficult. And then from what I've heard, in general, they're really just a pretty reliable tractor. Pretty simple and pretty reliable. So I think that's about all I'm going to say. About the tractor for now, other than maybe there'll be 2 episodes. I think with any luck there'll be it may be here in the next couple of episodes, and you guys will get to see, I'll get to see what my bonus is, and you guys will get to see what the new tractor is. My next video, from what I'm planning, the next episode, I will be baling hay though for Jimmy. That's what's coming up. That is my next. This is just kind of something that I needed to do, and I had some time to do it. So it's just working out that this is getting done. But the next episode will definitely be doing some baling. Well, as we finish up the last outside round here, I think that I'm going to let you guys go pretty soon. This is already a long video. I said I was going to make another long extras video, and here it is, another long extras video. But you know, you guys, let me know what you think about the extras videos. Are they too long? Would you rather them be short? Do I talk too much in them? You know, let me know what you guys think, because, you know, I look at the extras videos as kind of, my whole idea was to give you guys some more farming time, some more seat time, some more just experiencing, you know, taking you along with me in what I'm doing. So let me know what you think. As I mentioned before, we're gonna be doing some hay baling pretty quick. It won't be long before we're just gonna be tractor 8 in on the hay baling side of this, and we're going to be very, very busy for Jimmy for probably about the next week. And I'm not going to show, I'm not going to video, you know, I'm not going to make 7 hay baling videos in a row for you guys. I think that would be boring. So I'm going to be doing some work that you guys aren't going to see unless there's just something comes up that's I think would be interesting. So we're going to be doing some hay baling for Jimmy coming up soon. I'm going to try to get Jessica in the tractor with me at least once, either while I'm cutting or while I'm baling. Just kind of another ride along Q&A type of a thing. I rode with her and her dad's new tractor the other day, so maybe I'll see if she wants to come with a ride with me in my new tractor this weekend, maybe when I get up and get it going. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Just about the time I think, you know, nobody's enjoying these. I'm doing something wrong. Well, I'll get somebody. I'll get a new person that makes a comment and says, you know, I love your series. I love what you're doing. So, guys, thanks for that. I really appreciate those comments, whether they're good or whether they're constructive criticism. I like them all just the same. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll see you soon.